friends, welcome to Ramaya Competitive Coaching Center. Myself D.V Rajya Lakshmi. I deal with biological science pedagogy for Gurukul aspirants. See, for Gurukul aspirants, important subject biological science pedagogy. So basically, we must know the difference between methodology and pedagogy. So what is meaning of pedagogy? So is there any difference between pedagogy and methodology? Yes. What is meaning of methodology? The method which is useful for teaching, that is called as teaching methodology. Here pedagogy means pedagogy or pedagogy. Both pronunciations are right. So pedagogy means it is a study of methodology. Study of methodology. Study of methodology. What is meaning of methodology? The method which is useful for teaching, that is called as methodology. Methodology. Study of methodology is called as pedagogy or pedagogy. So do you know about what is study of classification? Taxonomy. Study of classification is taxonomy. Similarly, study of methodology is pedagogy. And moreover, the English word pedagogy derived from the Latin word pedagogia. Pedagogia, which means art of teaching. Which means art of teaching. Which means art of teaching. So this pedagogia is a Latin word which means art of teaching. So pedagogy means it is a study of methodology and also something related to practical implementation of methodology in teaching learning process. How can we choose suitable teaching method and how we have to implement a teaching method in teaching learning process, especially in front of children in that 45 minutes of time duration. So practical implementation of a teaching method or methodology, it is something related to pedagogy. So pedagogy is study of methodology and also this is something related to practical implementation of methodology in classroom scenario. So the English word pedagogy derived from the Latin word pedagogia, which means art of teaching. So this is a slight difference between methodology and pedagogy. So methodology means the method which is useful for teaching learning process. Pedagogy means it is a study of methodology. It is a study of methodology means it is a practical implementation, something related to the process of practical implementation of methodology in classroom scenario, in teaching learning process, in that 45 minutes of duration, in front of children. So it is the information related to practical implementation of methodology in classroom scenario, and moreover we have additional point, the English word pedagogy derived from the Latin word pedagogia, which means art of teaching. So is it clear the slight difference between pedagogy and methodology? So in our Gurukul syllabus, the weightage of pedagogy is 100 marks. So this is pedagogy of biological science for Gurukul aspirants, for TGT and PGT. Those who are preparing for TGT and PGT, this is useful. So when we observe the weightage, we have 100 marks. Totally we have 10 units. So always we can expect the weightage of each and every unit based on the length and importance of unit. So we have 10 units. The weightage for all these 10 units 100 marks. But we should not expect equal weightage from each and every unit because the importance and length of unit is vary from each unit. I mean, each unit consists of its speciality. So each unit we can expect some weightage from each and every unit. It is depends on the length and importance of unit. There is no equal weightage. 10 units, 10 into 10, 100 marks. We should not expect like that. So based on the length and also importance of the unit we can expect weightage. Today we will discuss about syllabus of our biological science pedagogy. The nature of biological science and its historical development, including the contributions of important biologists given in the school textbooks. Importance of biological science in school curriculum. So this is our first unit. In this unit we have to study about the meaning of science. We have many definitions. So meaning of science, the English word science derived from the Latin word scientia and scire, which means knowledge or to know. So like that we have to study about the meaning of science, and also we have many definitions. We have to learn all the definitions and different characteristics of science. Science is a process, science is a product of science. Science knowledge is durable, science explains and also predicts. Like that we have to study about different types of characteristics of science. After that, nature of science. Next, structure of science. We have 2-3 types of structures according to our syllabus. Science structure was described by Schwab and Phoenix, syntactical and substantive structures. And also Henry Poincare, R.C. Sharma, both of them, they compared the structure of science with the building under construction. So that is also we have to study, and J.B. Conant also proposed the structure of science. We have to learn about that also. So in this unit basically we have to learn about the meaning and also characteristics and nature and scope and structure of science. That is basic information, basic concept of this unit. After that we have to understand, we have to study, we have to learn about development of science, including the contributions of important biologists, especially given in the school textbooks. So we have to learn about the development of science from ancient period, from Greeks and Romans. We have to study these different contributions of biologists, especially according to mentioned information. We have to refer school textbooks. So 6th to intermediate, our new textbooks consist of lot of information about scientists, contributions of different biologists. Biologists means scientists of biology. So we have to gather that information, we have to learn that information, contributions of different scientists, I mean biologists given in our school textbook. You have to collect the information from school textbook 6th class to intermediate second year. And also we have to learn importance of biological science in school curriculum. So what is importance of biology? Why we have to introduce biological science subject as a compulsory one of the subjects of school curriculum? So in this unit additionally we have to learn about importance of biological science in school curriculum. Nothing but what are uses of biological science, especially for school children. You have to learn all these things: nature, scope, characteristics, meaning and definition, structure of science, and also contributions of biologists given in our school textbook. And also we have to learn about the importance of biological science, nothing but uses. Why we have to introduce biological science to school curriculum as a compulsory subject. So what are uses of biological science, study of biological science, especially for school children? So we can expect definitely 3 to 4 marks from this unit, 3 to 4 marks. So approximately we are expecting based on the importance and length of the unit. See next one, second, values, aims and objectives of teaching biological science. This is most important unit. I think this is heart of the total subject. We can expect more questions from this unit. Most important unit. Actually the first unit is completely information based unit, whereas second unit completely concept oriented unit. So values, aims and objectives of teaching biological science. So what is meaning of values, aims, objectives? In this unit what we have to learn? So actually 10 to 15 values are there. By teaching learning process of biological science, what kind of values we can expect in the behavior of the student? So what type of values we have to expect from the behavior of the children by teaching learning process of biological science? Like that we have 10 to 15 values: intellectual value, utilization of leisure time value, vocational value and aesthetic value, different types of values, 10 to 15 values we have to study. After that, in this unit, you have to learn about the concept of goals. Concept of goals, aims, objectives and specifications. Just you have to learn about different concept of all these terminology. Of course, all are synonyms. Based on the time to achieve, we have 4 types of terms: goals, aims, objectives and specifications. And we have additional information according to Richard Whitefield. He is one of the professors of Cambridge University. So his opinions also you have to learn. And also handbook for science teachers. In that book also some information is there regarding this relation of goals, aims, objectives and specifications. So in the initial stage of this unit, we have to learn about different concepts of concept of different terms: goals, aims, objectives and specifications, and Richard Whitefield and handbook for science teachers. Information we have to learn. After that, classification of educational objectives. Classification of educational objectives. Usually these educational objectives are classified by Benjamin S. Bloom in 1956. Before that, what is historical background of this classification of educational objectives? Actually, before 1946, the 38 generalizations which are present in the 31st yearbook of National Society for the Studies of Education. So that 38 generalizations considered as objectives of teaching biological science before 1946 till 1946. In between 1946 and 1956, in this decade, 10 years, many discussions was conducted on classification of educational objectives. Exactly in 1948. In Boston City, in American Psychological Association, a group of examiners, they have conducted a discussion on classification of educational objectives. So, first discussion was conducted in 1948 regarding what? Classification of educational objectives. After that, 1956, Benjamin Samuel Bloom, he classified the total educational objectives into 3 domains. Cognitive domain, that is I think familiar to you, cognitive domain, affective domain and also psychomotor domain. We have to learn all the objectives of each and every domain. After that, moreover, we have new information. In 2001, Anderson, who is one of the students of Benjamin S. Bloom, and also Krath Hall. So he is one of the contemporary educationists of Benjamin S. Bloom, Benjamin Samuel Bloom. Both of them, they have revised cognitive domain. They have revised total Bloom's taxonomy, only cognitive domain. They revised cognitive domain. They changed the 6 objectives which are given by Benjamin S. Bloom in 1956. Entirely they have changed 6 objectives. After that, they have proposed a 2-dimensional structure of cognitive domain with the help of 24 cells. So we have to learn that classification of educational objectives proposed by Benjamin Samuel Bloom, and also Anderson Krathwell's classification, that is new revision, nothing but revised edition, we have to learn. Is it clear? This is about classification of educational objectives. So in this unit only we have to learn about, so first of all in this unit what we have to learn? Concept of goals, aims and also objectives, next to specifications. After that you have to learn about classification of educational objectives, nothing but classification of educational objectives means Bloom's taxonomy. So Bloom's taxonomy, before that historical background of classification of educational objectives, Bloom's taxonomy including revised edition, and the third concept of this unit is instructional objectives. Instructional. What is meaning of instruction? Instruction is nothing but teaching. So instructional objectives means these objectives will be achieved by classroom instruction. That's why they are called as instructional objectives. We have 7 instructional objectives: knowledge, understanding, application, skills, and also interest, and also scientific attitude, appreciation. We have 7 instructional objectives. So we have to learn that 7 instructional objectives along with the specifications. And what is the new concept of this unit? Academic standards. For your kind information, since 2012 and 13, we are using academic standards instead of instructional objectives. Why? Because the root cause of all these changes, as we know, recommendations of National Curriculum Framework. According to recommendations of National Curriculum Framework, I think since 10 years, in education system, academic standards are implementing instead of instructional objectives. So we have to learn that instructional objectives, 7 instructional objectives along with the specifications, and also academic standards. Academic standards also, for science we have 7 academic standards: conceptual understanding, making questions and formation of hypothesis, and third one experimentation and field investigation. Fourth academic standard AS4, information skills and projects, and AS5 communication through flow charts and also diagrams and pictures. AS6 academic standard 6, aesthetic values and aesthetic sense, and AS7 last academic standard biodiversity and daily life application. So we have to learn all these 7 academic standards along with indicators. So instructional objectives has specifications. Similarly, academic standards has indicators. So we have to learn that instructional objectives 7 and also academic standards 7 along with indicators. So this is about second unit. In this unit we have to learn all these things. Is it clear? This is biggest unit. We can expect more than 10 questions. So values, we have special values, 10 to 15 values. After that, listen carefully, because without proper awareness of syllabus, we should not start preparation for any competitive exam, not only DSC or Gurukul. So we must know what content is present in our syllabus, what kind of material we have to gather. We have to start from where. So that syllabus analysis and awareness of syllabus is most important for all competitive exams. That's why please pay concentration, because this is most important. So in this second unit, what we have to learn: goals, aims, objective specifications, concept, and historical background of classification of educational objectives, Bloom's taxonomy, and revised edition by Anderson and Crowthwell. And also we have to learn about 7 instructional objectives along with specifications, and also academic standards along with the indicators. So is it clear about second unit? And next, third unit, we have third unit, child development psychology of teaching and learning biological science. So this is something related to our psychology, because there is no special reference of psychology. So this is given in our pedagogy. Along with pedagogy only, we have to learn about psychology. Especially this is not pure psychology, applied psychology. Of course, education psychology is applied psychology. You can expect maximum application questions only. So child development psychology of teaching and learning biological science. So in this unit we have to learn about the concept of growth, and also development and also maturity. And we have some principles of development. We have some principles of development. That principles are also most important. So each and every principle we have to apply in teaching learning process of biological science. That is most important view of this unit. So principles of development we have to learn, and growth, development, maturity concepts also most important. And moreover, we have different types of theories like Jean Piaget proposed cognitive developmental theories, different stages. And also different developmental stages also we have to learn. What are the characteristics of the children who belongs to infancy, and also early childhood, late childhood, adolescence. Especially what kind of education, especially biological science education, we should give or we should provide each and every stage of children. Stage means here. So what kind of biological science curriculum we should be provided to adolescent children, or for late childhood children, group of children, for the children who are belongs to late childhood, what kind of skills we can expect. So we have to learn about that Jean Piaget's cognitive developmental theory. According to that stages, what type of biological science teaching learning processes we have to provide to children. So that is most important. Classroom implications are most important. So this is exclusively a psychology related subject, but we have to apply that all principles of psychology, especially proposed by Jean Piaget and etc. We have to apply in teaching learning process of biological science. This is also important, but very small unit compared than other units. We can expect 5 to 6 questions from this unit, third unit. Next, fourth unit, biological science curriculum, construction, organization and development. So biological science curriculum, this is also most important unit. Many new concepts are added for this unit. So what is meaning of curriculum? Basically, curriculum means all kinds of experiences of children under the supervision of the teacher. And also curriculum is a design activities given by our higher authorities to implementation of aims and objectives in school premises. So we will discuss in detail, no need to worry about the concept. So basically curriculum means all types of experiences of children under the supervision of teacher in school premises. We have different types of definitions. First of all, we have to learn in this unit concept of curriculum, meaning of curriculum, definition of curriculum, principles of curriculum. We have many principles, child-centered principle, activity-centered principle, and also society-centered principle. Like that we have different types of principles, 10 to 15. We have to learn that principles. And also we have approaches, concentric approach, spiral approach, topical approach, process approach, concept approach, logical approach, chronological or historical approach, and also integrated approach. Like that we have different types of approaches for curriculum. So we have to learn all the approaches, but since 10 years in our education system, while construction of curriculum, now our school education is following a method that is a theme-based curriculum. Theme-based curriculum means while constructing curriculum, they have focused a particular theme. Based on that particular theme only, they can they can design different lessons for each and every classes, from 6th to 10th classes in high schools, from 1st class to 5th class in primary schools. So we have to learn all the approaches of curriculum in this unit. And also in this unit only we have to learn about national policy on education. National policy on education, NPE. So in first part we have to learn about meaning, concept of curriculum, definitions of curriculum, principles of curriculum, approaches of curriculum, and also we have to learn about next half of the part of this unit is national policy on education, because recently National Policy on Education 2020 had been launched by our central government. That's why this is also most important for this unit. In India, first national policy on education had been launched in 1968. After that, 1986, second NPE. Now our new and third national policy on education 2020. We have to learn about the recommendations of NPE 2020, and also NPE 1986 also proposed many principles, like core principles, 10 core principles proposed by 1986 National Policy on Education for curriculum. So we have to learn everything, and most important area of this unit is National Curriculum Frameworks, NCFs. In India, till today we have 4 national curriculum frameworks. Always national curriculum frameworks were established by NCERT. So first one in 1975, and also second one 1988, third national curriculum framework in 2001, and fourth one 2005. Now national recommendations of National Curriculum Framework 2005 strictly implementing in our school education. Of course, our methodology was changed because of National Curriculum Framework 2005 recommendations only. So we have to learn each and every NCF's recommendation, including NCF 2005, and moreover we have to learn State curriculum framework also. Recommendations of in our state, first SCF established in 2011. So the recommendations of SCF 2011 also most important, we have to learn that also. So national curriculum frameworks, 4 national curriculum frameworks recommendations we have to learn. Next, state curriculum framework 2011 also we have to learn. So this is broad, broad look. So this is small information, brief information about this unit. So we have to learn different concepts, definitions and meaning, and also differences between syllabus and curriculum, different approaches, principles, and also national policy and educations. 3 we have till today, 3 national policy and educations, curriculum frameworks 4, and also state curriculum framework, state curriculum framework SCF 2011. We have to learn that recommendations of SCF 2011 also. So this is information about 4th unit, most important. Definitely we can expect more questions because this is current event now. National Policy and Education 2020 recently had been launched by our central government. That's why recommendations of National Policy and Education 2020 is most important for all competitive exams, including our Gurukul and also DSC. So we can expect definitely 6 to 7 questions from this unit. So is it clear about 4th unit? This is about our curriculum. And next one, 5th one, very biggest unit, most important unit, approaches. 5th unit, approaches, methods and techniques of teaching biological science with special reference to living world, cell and tissue, plant world, animal world, our environment, heredity and genetics, evolution and applied biology. So try to observe from this, from living world to till applied biology, this is totally syllabus of our content. So why this content syllabus was given in this pedagogy? So first of all, in this unit we have to learn about different approaches, methods and techniques. First of all, we should know the meaning of approach and also method and also technique along with examples. We have 2 approaches, inductive approach, deductive approach. We have different types of teaching methods. Basically teaching methods are divided into 2 types, teacher centered methods, lecture method, lecture demonstration method, and student centered or learner centered methods, heuristic method, project method, scientific method and also laboratory method. We have to learn these 2 types of methods, teaching methods, along with the 2 approaches, inductive and deductive approaches. So this is our, of course, related to old syllabus, but new content, lot of new content was added for this unit. You have to concern about that. According to recommendations of NCF 2005, now we should not use lecture method in front of students. So that is familiar, I think, for you also. Now we are using new approach. What is the name of new approach now we are using in classroom, in school education? Constructivist approach. So instead of the traditional lecture methods, now we are using constructivist approach or constructive approach. So what is basic theme of constructivist approach? As a teacher, we should be construct of the knowledge of the children. We should not be instructor. We should not give any direct information to the students. So this is one of the strict recommendations of NCF 2005. Every teacher should use constructivist approach in teaching learning process in the classroom. So constructive approach means, what is main theme of constructivist approach? Student have to construct his own knowledge by social interactions. Social interactions means student should not sit like a passive audience. Student should not be passive. Student should be active. So active means student have to participate in different types of social interactions like projects and also activities and discussions and also quiz competition, seminars and symposiums. All these are different techniques. So by using all different techniques, we have to construct the knowledge of the child. That is main theme of constructivist approach. So that is biggest content of this unit. Actually, you have to learn all these things. Two approaches, inductive, deductive approaches, lecture method, lecture demonstration, and also heuristic, project, scientific method, laboratory method. And moreover, additionally, we have to study about this constructivist approach, historical background of constructivist approach, different steps of constructive approach given by Black and McClinton, and also given by our state SCRT. We have two types of steps for constructivist approach, and 8 elements also. We have to learn everything, we have to study. So that is concept oriented subject of this unit. So entire our school curriculum is rotating this approach. Do you know about the importance of constructivist approach? So according to our NCF 2005, entire school curriculum, syllabus, textbooks, teaching methods, evaluation, everything of school curriculum was changed. Why? What is reason? Because of this constructivist approach only. So school textbooks, syllabus, teaching methods and evaluation, mode of evaluation, everything should be useful for own construction. I mean, student have to construct his own knowledge by social interactions. For this only, everything should be useful. Should be useful means textbooks should be useful for construction of own knowledge of student. Teaching methods also should be useful for that. Next, CC, continuous comprehensive evaluation, also should be useful for constructivist approach. So the total curriculum of school is rotating around this constructivist approach. What is main theme of constructivist approach? What is main theme of constructivist approach? Student have to construct his own knowledge by social interactions. In this process, teacher, what is role of teacher? Teacher should be constructor, should not be instructor. Teacher have to create the environment which will be useful for students' self-learning or self-construction of knowledge. So teacher should be constructor and also facilitator. We have to create suitable environment to self-learning of children. Children have to construct their own knowledge by social interactions. That is basic theme of constructivist approach. So textbooks, syllabus, teaching methods and evaluation, mode of evaluation, everything will be useful for this own knowledge of student. Is it clear? So we have to learn about that constructivist approach. And 5E learning model also given in our syllabus. That is also one of the designs of constructivist approach only. So we have to learn that 5E learning model also. In this unit only we have to learn all that different techniques, teaching methods and also constructive approach. Next 5E learning model. 5E learning model also we have to learn. And moreover we have different types of new methods like individualized instruction, individualized science instruction, personalization of science teaching, and also collaborative learning approach and computer assisted instruction and modern techniques in biology. Modern techniques in biology means discussions, symposiums, seminars, quiz and also brainstorming. So lot of information given in our syllabus. We have to discuss all these things. And moreover, what about this content syllabus, living world? I mean, with a special reference to living world, cell tissue, plant world, animal world, or environment, heredity, genetics, evolution and applied biology. So we have to apply all these approaches or teaching methods for each and every unit of our content. Definitely we can expect what kind of teaching method is suitable for teaching so-and-so a lesson of this plant world. So in that way we have to study. As a biological science teacher, while teaching heredity and genetics, which approach you have to choose, which approach or which method is suitable for teaching this heredity and genetics and also evolution and applied biology, like that we can expect from anywhere of this unit. Simply we have to apply these methods and also techniques and approaches for teaching learning process of different units. So that is the important of this unit. So this is information about 5th unit, most important, biggest unit. Definitely we can expect 7 to 8 questions. More than that also we can expect 5th unit. And next important unit is planning, 6th unit, planning for effective. See, planning for effective instruction in biological science, different plans and designing learning experiences. So this is exclusively related to our plans. So we have different plans like year plan and also unit plan and also lesson plan. So these 3 plans every teacher have to prepare before teaching learning process. As usual, now also since 10 years we are maintaining, we have to prepare year plan only, but now 1 unit is equal to 1 lesson. When we observe textbooks index, there is no special unit and some lessons. 1 unit is equal to lesson now according to new textbooks. That's why now unit plan is equal to lesson plan. So we have to prepare unit plan or lesson plan. After that we have to divide this lesson or unit into different small parts which we have to complete in each period. That's why for that purpose we have to prepare period plan. So year plan, unit plan or lesson plan, period plan. So these 3 plans we have to prepare nowadays. We have to study about all these things. And also we have different standard lesson plan models. Herbartian lesson plan, most important, Johann Friedrich Herbert. He was from German educationist. So worldwide famous model of lesson plan, we have to learn about that also. And also Bloom's model. 3 steps are there, input, process, output, and third one RCEM model of lesson plan also there. That lesson plan model was established or prepared by Indian educationist. RCEM stands Regional College of Education, Mysore State. So we have to learn that standard lesson plan models and also different types of learning experiences. So this is about this unit. This is also most important unit. We can expect 5 to 7 questions from this unit. Next, see, 7th unit is learning resources and designing instructional material in biological science. Biological science labs, teaching aids, textbook, ICT in biological science. This is also biggest unit exclusively present in our Gurukul syllabus. So learning resources and designing instructional material in biological science. This is something related to TLM, teaching learning material. Learning resources from immediate environment. So in that learning resources from immediate environment, in that we have 2 types. We have to bring our classroom to society. We have to bring society into classroom. There is 2 ways. So in first level of this unit, we have to learn about that. Next, TLM, Edgar cone of experience we have to study, and also different types of TLM, classification of different TLM, classification, graphic aids, 3D aids, display boards, and also projective aids, activity aids. So we have to learn different types of teaching aids. Next, biological science labs. Laboratories also in this unit only we have to study. Laboratories, importance of laboratories. Recommendations of All India Science Teachers Association regarding laboratories, and we have 3 types of laboratories: lecture cum laboratory, all purpose laboratory, lecture hall cum laboratory, next lecture cum laboratory, all purpose laboratory. We have some measurements also. For each and every laboratory with measurements we have to learn. Next, in this unit only we have to learn about different registers. What kind of registers biological science teacher have to maintain in laboratories? We have to learn about that. After that, next we have information about first aid. First aid for different types of accidental things. Usually, which will be happen, will be means here, there is a chance if there is any accidental thing happen in our laboratory, what we have to do, what kind of first aid we have to give the affected children or affected persons. So like that we have a lot of information about first aid. That information also we have to study in this unit only. And after that we have to learn about science kits also. In this unit only, see, teaching aids and also laboratories, biological science laboratories and teaching aids. Next, textbooks and also science kits. science kits. We have different types of science kits. Primary science kit for 3rd, 4th, 5th classes. For upper primary students, we have integrated science kit. For high school children, we have different physics and chemistry, biology. 3 types of kits are there. We have to learn in detail. Usually science kits will be developed by NCERT, Central Science Workshop. Usually these science kits will be developed at Central Science Workshop in SCERT with the help of financial support of UNICEF. So you have to learn all these things about science kits, and moreover textbooks. What are qualities of good biological science textbook? We have 2 types of evaluation tools for textbook, Hunter scorecards and Vogel's spot check evaluation scale. These 2 are different types of tools of evaluation which will be useful for evaluation of textbook. And moreover, you have to learn about different qualities of characteristics or qualities of good biological science textbook. And next, ICT, Information Communication Technology, that is also big concept in this unit you have to learn. So I prepared a nice flow chart for ICT, different social networking sites, and how can we use that ICT in teaching learning process of biological science. So we can expect definitely 9 to 8 questions, more than that from this unit, 7th unit. And next one, 8th unit, Measurement and Evaluation in Biological Science, Continuous Comprehensive Evaluation CC, Tools and Techniques of Evaluation, Achievement and Diagnostic Tests. See, measurement and evaluation, this is also most important. Definitely we can expect more than 10 questions because this unit consists of lot of new information. So in this unit we have to learn first of all the concept of evaluation and also the process of evaluation, uses of evaluation, uses nothing but importance of evaluation. And different types, we have 3 types, diagnostic and formative and summative evaluation. 3 types of evaluations also we have to discuss. Next, different concepts of test, examination, measurement, evaluation, assessment. So we have to learn all these concepts. Next, most important area of this unit is qualities of good test, validity, reliability, and also objectivity, comprehensiveness, and also practicability. And moreover, we have different types of validities. We have to study in detail because we have more weightages. That's why. Validity, different types, content validity, constructive validity, predictive validity, and also concurrent validity. We have to study about qualities of good test. And also in this unit, we have to learn about different tools of evaluation. What are different tools? Essay type questions and also short answer questions, objective type questions, anecdotal records, cumulative records, checklist, rating scales, and also interviews, questionnaires, and performance tests. And moreover, new tools of evaluation, portfolio, rubrics, KWL chart, and also worksheets. So all these things we have to learn in this unit only. Most important area, definitely you can expect some questions from CC, continuous comprehensive evaluation. Since 10 years, according to recommendations of National Curriculum Framework, CC is implementing in school education. So what is meaning of title of CC? CC, continuous comprehensive evaluation means, continuous means evaluation should be continuous. Comprehensive means evaluation should be comprehensive. So we have to learn about that meaning, title of CC and tools of CC. We have 2 tools, formative, summative. So again, formative assessment has 4 tools, classroom responses. Instead of classroom responses, as a science teacher, we have to conduct lab activity. So formative assessment also consists of 4 tools, classroom responses. Instead of classroom responses, as a science teacher, we have to conduct lab activity and projects, written aspects, slip test. So in this unit, we have to learn about the total information of CC, tools of CC, formative and summative assessment. Next, diagnostic test, achievement test. Simple information is there. This is most important. Definitely we can expect 10 questions, more than that, from 8th unit. Is it clear? Next one, 9th unit, learning disabilities or difficulties and education of exceptional or disabled children in biological science. So this is something related to psychology, but it is about exceptional children, specially needed children. So learning disabilities or difficulties. So in this unit you have to learn about different types of learning disabilities. According to Learning Disability Act, what is meaning of learning disability? We have some definitions. We have to learn about all these definitions. Next, different types of difficulties, learning difficulties like dysgraphia, dyslexia, dyscalculia, agraphia, dysgraphia, alexia, dyslexia, ADHD, attention deficiency hyperactive disorder. So we have to learn about all these different types of learning disabilities, and most important area of this unit is what kind of education we have to provide for learning disabled children. So we have different 3-4 types of education is there, includes special education, inclusive education, integrated education. So we have to learn different types of educations and along with characteristics. This is simple unit, very limited information is there, but most important, definitely we can expect 6 to 7 questions. And next, biological science and everyday life, non-formal biological science education. See, 10th unit is biological science and everyday life. So what is importance of biological science knowledge for everyday human life? So without science knowledge, we can't imagine the life of human beings. Everybody need to develop some sort of scientific knowledge how to protect ourselves from COVID. So not only in COVID pandemic situation, but also each and every stage of human life directly or indirectly depends on the science knowledge only. So informal education, what is difference between formal and informal? So formal education means this is formal education. You have to pay some fee for institute to watch these videos. You must have some previous educational qualification to apply Gurukul or etc. DSC etc. You have to follow some rules and regulations to take some study. So this is formal mode of education. Informal means without any rules, regulations, without any formalities. Education is also available in this market. Education also available for common people. So irrespective of their age and previous qualification, etc. So in this informal way, this science knowledge will be popularized by some agencies like science clubs, science fairs, and also science museums, science libraries, and mobile laboratories. So informal means without any rules and regulations and formalities. Education is available for common people, example distance education and in schools like that. This biological science education will be provided to the society in non-formal ways by some agencies like science clubs. So in this unit we have to learn about different science clubs, eco clubs, science clubs and eco clubs, red ribbon clubs and blue clubs, science fairs, science museums, science libraries, and mobile laboratories on wheels. These are different agencies which are very much useful for spreading or providing this science knowledge to common people who are living in our society. So we have to learn about all these concepts: science clubs, eco clubs, science fairs and science museums, science libraries, mobile laboratories, and what is role of NGOs and governmental organizations to popularizing this science knowledge in society. So we have some NGOs, BITS, Pilani, Birla Institute, so they had established some planetariums also, and Vikram Sarabhai institutions also there. When we observe some governmental organizations which are very much useful for spreading of this science knowledge to the society, some science museums are there in India. International Science Museum located Kolkata, and most famous one of the science museums of our South India, Mokshaguna Visvesvaraya Science Museum located Bangalore. In AP state also GMC Balayogi, something that is located in Eluru. GMC Balayogi Science Museum. So these governmental institutions also popularizing this science knowledge for common people. So we have to learn all these things in this unit. This is most important. We can expect 8 to 9 questions from this unit. So is it clear about syllabus? So we have 10 units totally. Every unit is most important, but based on the length and importance of the unit only, we can expect weightage. Otherwise, every unit is most important. So this is simple analysis of our syllabus, biological science pedagogy. No need to worry about material. You can prepare nice notes by following our videos. And I would like to give some sort of information. See, except this third unit, child development, and 9th unit, disabilities, remaining all units are almost equal to our DSC school assistant syllabus. So this is exclusively useful for Gurukul aspirants for PGT and EGT. So this is also useful for the students who are preparing for schoolist and biological science in English medium. Also this is useful for paper 2 TET, biological science students and math students. So for these two types students also this is most useful. So this is simple information about our syllabus. We have 10 units, the total weightage is 100 marks. So is it clear? You have to gather a good material, nothing but from standard books. You have to prepare a nice notes, then it is very easy to develop good knowledge about this pedagogy.